Jeff Hill is really the last guy in the world you would think would have heart problems. He's in his 40s, he's fit, he takes care of himself. But for years, he's been living with a problem that was literally stopping his heart. It happens just like that. You're 48, an athlete with a wife and 2 daughters. You're fine, and then you're not.
Somebody was holding my hand, somebody was like kind of, going like that, are you okay? And I was just thinking, what the hell just happened?
For Jeff and Tracy Hill, February 12th started out like any other Sunday.
It was the day before our daughter's 13th birthday, and we had invited Jeff's parents over for a dinner.
Tracy was making manicotti, missing a few ingredients, so she asked Jeff to run to the grocery store.
I got up there, got the ingredients that she needed.
Then Jeff stopped to pick up a Valentine's Day card.
The last thing I remember was having a card in my hand, and then the next thing I know, there's people waking me up. So I had passed out, fell against the card display. Luckily, that kind of broke the fall, crumbled to the ground.
Jeff didn't know it yet, but his heart had stopped.
They had called the ambulance. I told them, no, I don't want an ambulance, just, let me call my wife.
What did you think? Back home,
I just didn't feel good. And I said, you know what, we need to go somewhere.
And I could see that he was worried.
at Gwinnett Medical Center's ER, a nurse checked Jeff's blood pressure and heart rate, both low.
As soon as she left to go get something, I turned to her and I said, it's happening again. Luckily I was laying down and I grabbed her hand and passed out.
The scariest moment that I can recall.
He was quickly hooked up to a heart monitor.
Sure enough, within like 30 minutes it happened again. But then they had it on the strip.
Yeah, once you see this, you know what the problem was.
Because interventional cardiologist Dr. Sreeni Gangasani saw normal heartbeats, then nothing.
So he had about more than 6 seconds his heart was stopping. So I think I knew pretty much, okay, this is what's happening. Your heart is not working the way it's supposed to.
The problem? Jeff's sinus node, which fires the spark.
Each one is an electrical impulse
that triggers each heartbeat.
There was no beat for about 6 seconds.
Was stalling.
So if your heart stops for 3 to 5 seconds, you're going to feel dizzy. Once it's more than 5 seconds, you're going to pass out.
And it had been happening for years.
Looking back, I remember passing out when I was 12 years old, riding my bicycle down the street.
The morning he collapsed, Jeff had fainted twice in bed. But he didn't tell Tracy, thinking he was just dehydrated or had overdone it.
Anything but to have it checked out. I'm a guy, Beth. Guys don't get things checked out.
Now Jeff couldn't help but think, what if this had happened behind the wheel?
As soon as we were done with dinner, I was going to go to work. So I could have been driving down 85 and, but that didn't happen. So.
There's nothing, no way you can prevent this kind of condition. It just happens. You need to find it and fix it.
When they said pacemaker, I was like, no, absolutely not.
But Gangasani convinced Jeff a pacemaker could take over if his heart rate dropped too low. So no more dizziness, no more passing out.
Even though you may use it for 5% or 10%, but that one time when you need it, it's there.
February 13th, Jeff's pacemaker was implanted.
Hey, you want to touch it? Touch it, Beth.
Oh yeah, I
See?
can feel it.
And almost immediately he started feeling better, more energetic.
It's my buddy, Sparky. I've nicknamed him Sparky.
With all the cloud cover.
3 weeks later, Jeff was back in the Fox 5 Storm Center.
Yeah, going back on air was a little bit weird. It's a little stressful. Because I was like, oh, what's going to happen?
That's the thing. Nothing happened. Same thing when he tried running for the first time.
I had him text me every 5 minutes the letter K.
I was just like, K.
It's like,
K.
And after 20 years together, this little device is giving Jeff and Tracy peace of mind.
If anybody is ever concerned about getting one of these things, it doesn't change your life. It makes it better.
And Jeff says he didn't realize how low his energy level had dropped until he got the pacemaker. Now he feels great. And he says he's sharing his story because he says if something doesn't feel right and you're not feeling yourself, get it checked out.